I divorced my ex-husband when my daughter, Maria, was a tween. I got the house but was a stay-at-home mom, so I had trouble making ends meet. So I did lots of budgeting after I got a job in my field again. My ex didn't have this problem and could spoil her. He spoiled her rotten, and it really affected our relationship. I would tell her I can't afford to get her a $1,000 laptop, and it would cause a huge argument about how dad is better. If I tried to get her a job, an argument happened. When she was nearly an adult, she decided to drop out of high school. I told her no. She told me it was her life and she could do what she wanted. After another argument, she left to live with her dad permanently. I tried to contact her multiple times, but she told me I wasn't her mother anymore and to leave her alone. She's now 21, and her dad has gotten remarried and kicked her out. She called me and we met up. She wants to move back in, and I told her only under these conditions. She needs to get her GED. She needs to be working a job at least 25 plus hours a week. She needs to look into what her career will be and either go to a trade school or college. She won't need to pay rent but needs to buy her own stuff, like clothes and personal items. She needs to contribute to the shared areas, chores. She would refuse to do them as a kid. Finally, a no partying lifestyle. She needs to focus on getting her life together, not going out every night like she used to do. Save it for the weekend. She called me a crazy jerk and said that I'm a crap mother. I informed her that she made it clear she had no mother. She stormed out, and I'm getting text. Am I the idiot for telling my daughter that she made it clear she has no mother and for having a long list of things she must do to move back in? Not the idiot. Those are completely reasonable requests. Beyond reasonable even. You wouldn't be out of line to ask for bills or contributions to household expenses. She's right. It is her life, and she can live it how she wants. That means she needs to find a way to pay for it. She can't live off her parents for her whole life. It sounds like she was getting a free ride from dad, and now that's gone. She's learning the hard way what actual adulting looks like. The partying lifestyle thing is the only one close to being aligned. But again, your house, your rules. It's entirely fair for you to not want your roommate coming home intoxicated at 2 a.m. every morning and being loud and disruptive. If she wants to go out every night, let her find her own place or roommates who are into that. I noticed that an apology isn't at the top of the list. Her dad spoiled her. Now he's off to other things. Her reaction to your requirements indicates that she doesn't want a relationship. She's looking to mooch off of you and make your life a nightmare again. Don't block her, but do ignore her text. That kind of behavior doesn't deserve a response. This completely. The only reason she's back is because she's been kicked out. She doesn't want to build a relationship with her mother. She's just been spoiled to the point where she can't cope independently and needs someone to pick up where her dad's left off. And I'm willing to bet dad only spoiled her so she'd give mom crap daily over little crap, which appears to have worked. Now dad's bored of it and wants to move on to his next thing without the burden of his bratty child that he knows full well will interfere with his new relationship. Correction. His new wife is not down with daddy's party girl. Daddy got shipped back to mommy because, if not, then daddy ain't getting any. The daughter's 21 with no GED, job, or future. She can figure out her living situation or abide by your very reasonable rules. She got her free ride as a kid and wasted it. Now it's time to join the real world. Good luck to her finding a better offer. Mini update. Thanks for your replies. The new wife hates her and has literally called her a waste of space. She clarified that she won't be in the home since she's a bad influence and a drain of money. I don't blame her for that opinion. My son Kyle has 2 kids, Jay nearly adult with his wife and Leah teen with a fair partner. Kyle is the every other weekend parent to Leah while he's very involved in Jay's life. His wife won't allow him to see Leah more than that. For Jay's birthday, I gave him a phone, which was a nice and generous gift. A few days ago was Leah's birthday. My other son, Caleb, adores Leah. He has a father-daughter relationship with her, since Kyle is a deadbeat to her. Caleb informed me that he was planning to buy a second-hand car for her birthday and asked if I could contribute to the car as her birthday gift. I gave him $4K to help him buy the car, and Leah was overjoyed when she saw it. Now Kyle thinks I was an idiot for giving a more expensive gift to Leah, while I think my gift to Jay was very generous and I didn't do anything wrong. Not the idiot. Your son is a massive idiot. You're making up for your son cheating on his wife, a deliberate decision. I don't care what anyone else says. And his wife is using the child that resulted from that affair to punish him. They can both suck eggs. You keep taking care of Leah, and kudos to Caleb for being a fantastic uncle who sees the favoritism and says, "Screw that. Let me see how I can fix it." You are the idiot. So Kyle is playing favorites, deadbeat. You're playing favorites, totally okay. Regardless of what was purchased, car, etc., you gave $4K as a gift and just a phone to Jay. Keep the gifts consistent across your grandkids. At the end of the day, I don't care what Kyle thinks about all of this. He lost his right to an opinion on how you treat Leah. I care what Jay thinks. Was Jay upset? Was Jay bent out of shape? Does Jay already have a car? Yes, a phone is nice, but it's not 4K. So yes, you played favorites, and it's Jay's feelings you need to be concerned with. You need to chat with Jay and let him know that you didn't help buy the car to hurt his feelings, and you wanted to ensure he knows you love them both equally. Update. I know this is too soon for an update, but I've already decided what to do, so I'm letting you know. A few minutes ago, Caleb's wife sent me the $4K I gave him. They told me to buy a phone for Leah so that I'm not treating them any differently. So basically, Leah will be getting a phone from me and a car from Caleb and his wife. I know this is not fair to Jay, but I can't control how they spend their money, so it is what it is. And I guess Leah will be much happier with this outcome. So I, 27 female, have a sister, Melanie, 25. She currently has 2 kids, Sam, male pre-tween, and Avery, female preschooler. Ange is 14 weeks pregnant with baby number 3. The night Mel graduated high school, she convinced her boyfriend at the time to celebrate without protection. She told me herself she did it on purpose, and my sister turned up at his parents' place 2 months later with a positive pregnancy test, saying how it's all going to be okay, and they can have a courthouse marriage now and then a real wedding after college. Because of course they won't have to worry much since his parents are financially comfortable, and he's planning to get a degree in engineering. Needless to say, their relationship was over before the baby came. Our parents watched the baby so Mel could still attend college. She met a boy in one of her classes who was pre-med and spent several months pursuing him until finally landing in a relationship with him. She introduced him to the baby a few months in, learned he also wasn't interested in being a dad for a long time, if ever, and still went off her birth control and got pregnant a second time around. He tried to stay at first but ended up getting accepted to a medical school across the country and left without another word. Now my sister's pregnant with an older man who's married, with whom she's been having an affair for the past year. She's claimed the entire time he's separated from his wife and getting divorced, but as soon as she told him she was pregnant, he dumped her and went back to his wife. Honestly, it sounds to me like he wasn't really planning to leave her, and she said herself while ranting about it that she thought a baby would finally push him in the right direction. We were both in town and staying with our parents the other night, chilling in the living room. My sister was complaining again about her past partners and how they're never there for their kids, and that all men are irresponsible pests who want to hit it and quit it when reality comes calling. She said she couldn't believe out of 3 men, all of them were so immature and cruel. Genuinely sick of hearing her BS, I told her that the men aren't the problem and that the reason her kids don't have a father is because of her and her crappy choices. I told her maybe if she didn't try to force guys into the role, she'd find one who would love her and the kids and want to be an involved parent. She started crying and yelling at me, and my parent had to take her out of the room. My mom told me it was probably better if I left, so I did, and both she and my father called me the next day to chastise me about how I handled the situation. I don't think I was in the wrong here, but my sister's apparently still upset about it. Not the idiot. Having a baby without the father's consent is idiot behavior, when it's a deliberate act. To do it 3 times is despicable. Then to badmouth them because they're not interested in having a relationship. Sheer ignorance. Your sister's trying to baby trap guys and is angry that it doesn't work. You just told her the truth, and it's about time someone told her she was the problem. As the old saying goes, when you're pointing one finger of blame at others, remember that at least 3 of your fingers are pointing back at you. She's tried the same thing 3 times, get pregnant, and use that to force the man to marry her. And still, she hasn't learned that no individual likes being entrapped in such a manner. For her children's sake, at least, I hope that she's gotten a good attorney to ensure that she's getting adequate child support payments. Sister is the epitome of doing the same thing repeatedly and expecting a different result. She knows full well what she's doing getting pregnant each time. If she's lying to you and your parents about things, it wouldn't surprise me if she was also lying to the men about being on birth control. Your parents taking her side when you called her out on it only reinforces her behavior, and she'll probably keep doing it until she finds someone who will stick around once she springs her trap. Those kids are going to have it rough. I married my husband 9 years ago, and with him, I got a bonus child, teen Steph. She's a very sweet kid, and we always get along well. The only issue is that she often goes into our room to clean or organize, despite being told not to, and then loses a bunch of our stuff because she can't remember where she's put it. I've asked her to stop so many times, and she'll apologize and say she can't help it. Recently, she's been doing the same thing with the baby's nursery. So I had the baby a few weeks ago. We had the nursery set up perfectly. All diapers and diaper wipes are on the changing table. All of her clothes were arranged by size in the closet, etc. On day 2 of being home, I entered the nursery and found it completely rearranged. I had just returned from the baby's appointment. I couldn't find the diapers anywhere. My breast pump wasn't where I left it. I immediately called the school and told them to put stuff on the phone, and she had to tell me where everything was. I told her at this point that she wasn't to rearrange the nursery at all, and that if she did it again, more drastic measures would have to be taken. Well, yesterday, I went to visit my mom for the day, and when I got home, I was immediately met with more organizing. All of the baby's clothes were now mixed in sizes and arranged by colors, and all tags had been removed, which I hadn't removed on purpose. Her bassinet was moved to the other side of the room. Her diapers were put in her bassinet and taken out of the changing table, and my breast pump and rocker were now moved to the opposite side, where there's not even a plug-in, so I can't use it there. I immediately called my husband in and said, I told her more drastic measures would be taken if she came into this room and messed stuff up again. She's not going to the homecoming dance. My husband agrees with me and tells her, she's guilt-tripping me because I know how she is and know she can't help it. Her mom is now saying I'm ignorant and that she's still going. It's not her weekend, so she has no say, and that I need to tone it down because I'm casting judgment on OCD behavior. Edit. She has been evaluated by 3 separate specialists. They all say she doesn't have OCD and that she just has control issues, i.e., they said that her behaviors are linked to control because it's only other people's spaces that she's like this with. Her room is a complete mess and always has been, and she can never locate anything of her own, but she refuses to clean her room. Specialists say it's her way of controlling something around her and having it routed to her mom, basically abandoning her. She gave up custody years ago and only gets 1 weekend a month because that's all she wants. Not the idiot. First, immediately get locks for your bedroom and the nursery, preferably digital locks with a keypad. Talk with the therapist about how to work on this behavior. Did Steph's mental health issues provoke her mom into giving up custody? Or are they the result of giving up custody? Is there a way that Steph could earn back her homecoming? Putting everything back in its proper place in the nursery and writing you an apology about how the changes she made were harmful and how she can't violate people's personal space, perhaps? Yeah, I disagree with grounding her from homecoming too. Homecoming and proms are special occasions in life. things that can't be redone or replaced. Punishment needs to be firm, fair, and consistent. It doesn't mean you take the rite of passage away from a teen. Ground her, but make it 2 weeks, but homecoming's allowed. You will gain respect instead of anger, especially since you hadn't said don't do this or no homecoming. That would be different. My niece had the same issue. The organizing gave her control over her life when she had none. She also had abandonment issues as her parents left her. Therapy and DBT therapy helped her to control it. I think pushing her for what seems like a mental health issue is a mistake. OP, please get her help. I, 29 female, am hosting Thanksgiving this year at my house. I have 3 young children, a young grammar schooler, a preschooler, and a toddler. My husband and I make good money and have some valuables around our home. My younger sister, 21, has a boyfriend, Todd, whom she's been with for, I think, about 2 years. They have a baby together. Todd is a felon who has burglary charges along with petty theft. He's also just a sketchy dude. When they were staying with my parents, a few of my mom's jewelry pieces went missing, along with $40 from my father's wallet. This was when they first got together. For Thanksgiving, I told my sister Todd couldn't come. She got super mad and said that it wasn't fair. They had a child together. He was basically family, and he'd be coming with her. I told her he wouldn't be. He's a sketchy dude, and I didn't want him in my home and around my children. I reminded her of my parents' home incident. She said that was a while ago and denied it being him, then said I was being a judgmental witch and stereotyping him because of his record. Then later I got a call from my mom, of all people, taking my baby sister's side, saying I should be friendly for the holidays. Am I the idiot? The older I get, the less I care about possibly offending someone who was already shown to make poor choices repeatedly. Your sister falls into that category. It is your house, your kids. You get to choose who you invite over, period. You are not the idiot. You should absolutely set boundaries and stick to them. He's your family, except he's not. He's not even your sister's family. He's her boyfriend, and not her husband or even her fiancé. Sure, they have a kid together, but parents of both genders abandon and neglect their kids and are sketchy people. That means literally nothing. He's been dating your sister for 2 years, is actively stolen from your family, and has a recorded criminal record for doing the same thing he did to your family to other people and getting caught, convicted, and serving time for it. How many other people do you think it's likely he's done the exact same thing to? He either wasn't caught or they didn't report it because of family. Family is family isn't an excuse to let crafty behavior slide, especially when the person in question isn't even family by marriage or blood. I disagree. They've been together for 2 years, live together, and have a kid. Just because they haven't gotten married doesn't mean crap. He hasn't abandoned his child, has he? Whether you like it or not, he is family, OP. Asking your sister to come without her partner and the father of her child for a holiday puts her between a rock and a hard spot. It effectively says he can't come to any of your extended family gatherings, so she'll separate further from her family, justifiably, or cause unnecessary conflict in her home.